I've confronted hundreds of men over 2 decades. Men online looking for children to sexually assault.
Well, Cody, I'm Chris Hansen.
I know who you are.
I tried to get into their heads and understand why. But you have it on your phone.
That's true.
And ultimately, make sure they face justice.
Can I just give you some money and leave?
I don't want money. I want the truth.
These are the predators I've caught. I'm Chris Hansen. Like many of you, I'm sure, who may listen to this podcast or even watch it as you travel around the country or the world, I have been embroiled in the ATC air traffic control mess, compounded greatly by the government shutdown. And that is exactly why I'm speaking to you today as we record this episode from the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, the kind people at American Airlines have allowed me to use a quiet lounge here at the Admirals Club, which I appreciate. I spent an entire day Sunday at the Detroit airport, only to go back to our Michigan home and start again on Tuesday with my adventure to Dallas, Harlingen, Texas, and back to Dallas, and now I am off to Tallahassee. All of these interviews have to do with our Roblox investigation, which is on its home stretch. We'll have some very exciting news about that in the next week or two. Can you imagine a woman finding her husband on Roblox? Or worse yet, her child, her daughter, finding her father on Roblox, trying to groom a 15-year-old girl? That's exactly what happened in Harlingen, Texas. And that woman, Alyssa, gave me an interview. Heartbreaking, but so important for you to hear. Victim zero, practically, as far as we can tell, or at least in our investigation. A 30-year-old man who was preyed upon while playing Roblox 15 years ago. He's represented by the same law firm that represents Schlepp. Speaking of Schlepp, the episode of Have a Seat with Chris Hansen featuring Schlepp and an update on all of this is out now. You can check that out over at the Have a Seat with Chris Hansen podcast. But for predators I've caught in this episode, I wanted to look back at a case where I know the predator knew exactly what he was doing, but he was going to try to jerk me around, pretend he didn't understand English, trying to weasel his way out of this. Well, justice has been served now, I can report, for Nelson Lewis. Nelson surfaced in Polk County, Florida in February of 2024 during our investigation with Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd's team. And in this operation, we were based out of a hotel. We had a number of locations: trailer, park, roadside stores, and this hotel. And in one of the scenarios, an undercover sheriff's deputy was posing as a woman, an adult, who was selling her foster daughter for sex. As heinous as that sounds, it's a real-life scenario, one used by law enforcement around the country. You've seen it on my Takedown with Chris Hansen episodes on my streaming crime network, True Blue. And we continue to see it, and the reason why guys pursue this is because it's happening in real life. And we know this as well. It's shocking. Who would sell their child for sex? But it happens. It's human trafficking. And it would have happened in this case, I believe, if Nelson Lewis had found a real woman selling a real child. Thankfully, he found us instead. Lewis had a pretty good job working for a tech factory in the Tampa area when he was communicating with the decoy, posing as the foster mom, and with the sheriff's deputy posing as the 15-year-old girl who was actually wearing a white outfit, like one of those sanitary outfits. So he must have worked in an area of the factory that required great cleanliness. Not so clean in terms of what he was doing after work. Now, he's actually chatting at work, as I mentioned. And the foster mother in this case posts as a 71-year-old woman. The undercover detective says, "I'm not looking for trouble. She's way younger, my foster kid. She is 15 and curious." Now, the posting said 71, but that was for the foster mom. Nelson Lewis says, "I'm confused. Are you available or no? Is she available or no?" The detective says, "I'm trying to pay $1,700 in rent. I am not available, but she is the one available. If you're going to judge, then don't bother replying. It's not for everyone." "I'm not going to judge," says Nelson Lewis. "Thanks. I just want to have some fun before I go to work. I'm out looking for jobs at the moment," says the undercover detective. "Car date, out call, or in call," says the suspect, Lewis. "In." Now, when somebody says car date, in call, or out call, that to detectives and to me indicates they have some familiarity in terms of buying sex online. In call, you go to them. Out call, they come to you. Car date, I think we know what that is. "Can I have the address?" says Nelson Lewis. "How much is it for her services?" Now, this all leads me to believe he knows exactly what he's talking about, and it's going to defy his excuses, the excuses he'll give me later. $100 for a half hour, $225 for an hour, says the detective, posing as the foster mom. Half hour, he said. He wants to know more about the services the girl is offering. "Depends," says the undercover detective. "I have rules." "Okay, what is your rules?" "No anal, nothing freaky, and if she says she uncomfortable, then stop." Nelson Lewis says, "Okay, I got it." "What time you go to work, or what time you looking for? I can come over now," he says. "And need to know, what is it you want with her for a half hour?" Nelson Lewis says, "I just want regular sex, nothing freaky." "Okay, that's fine. I can let you know when I get back and she's available." So there's a lot going on, as you know, during these sting operations. Nelson wants to come over right away, but we're not ready to have him. We may have other predators showing up. Nelson Lewis reaches out again. "Are you back?" And then there's a phone call. It goes to the voicemail. That's Nelson Lewis calling the undercover. Suspect says, "Let me know when she's ready." "She is ready, but I want to confirm what you want because she's 15 and I don't want her hurt." Now, Nelson Lewis is getting a little suspicious. "Are you police?" "F no. You police?" "No, I'm not. You're asking too much questions." "I don't want trouble," says the UC. But trouble is exactly what Lewis Nelson is about to get. More about this predator I've caught in a moment. If you're a homeowner in America, you need to listen to this. The FBI has been warning about a type of real estate fraud on the rise called title theft, and your equity is the target. Here's how it works. Criminals forge your signature on a single document, use a fake notary stamp, and file it with the county. And just like that, on record, they own your home. Using your ownership, they can take out loans against your equity or even sell your property, and you won't even know about it until foreclosures or collection notices show up in the mail. That's why I partnered with Home Title Lock, so you can protect your equity and find out today if you're already a victim. Use my promo code Hansen, Hansen, at HomeTitleLock.com, and you'll get a free title history report and a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring of your title records, urgent alerts to any changes, and if fraud occurs, their U.S.-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix it. Don't be a victim. Protect your equity today. That's HomeTitleLock.com, promo code Hansen, Hansen, or click the link below. Nelson Lewis shows up in the hotel lobby, and he's communicating with the undercover detective the whole time. He starts to get anxious. We think he might try to bolt, but he's already committed a crime. But no, Nelson Lewis doesn't bolt. He keeps communicating. Nelson actually has a conversation with the undercover detective posing as the mom while he's on his job. But like so many before him, he goes through with his plan to meet a 15-year-old girl for sex. Before he comes into the hotel lobby, we see Nelson hanging out by his vehicle, thinking things over. Seeming to stall for a little bit, he hangs out by his vehicle. The detective posing as the mom goes outside to meet him. All of this is on surveillance cameras. What's up talking right there? As we watch, the strike team makes a plan in case he tries to bolt.
What's the status? He's still outside? And you confirming your trailers inside the hotel?
10-4. If he goes back out to his vehicle and gets in, he doesn't leave that parking spot.
Nelson's already committed the crime, so if he tries to leave, he's going to be arrested. He comes into the lobby now, gives the detective a $100 bill, and she gives him the key to the hotel room. He walks down the hall, and we are waiting. And we send the decoy to meet him at the door. But the welcome is not going to be a friendly one.
Hands. I got right.
You got this hand?
I got
Get that hand right there.
You got cuffs?
You got cuffs?
Yeah, Honda. I'm handing them to you.
The man now in cuffs is 30-year-old Nelson of Tampa, Florida. But we came to learn he's originally from Haiti.
What's up, see, buddy?
Nelson is handcuffed, put in a chair in the hotel room. He asks if somebody's going to come talk to him.
Sorry, is somebody going to talk to me?
Oh, yeah, they're going to talk to you all right, Nelson. First, it's going to be the sheriff's department, and then me. Nelson is taken to the mobile command unit where he's questioned by detectives. It's then my turn to confront him on why he came to have sex with an underage girl. Hey, Nelson, how you doing? You a Michigan fan? Are you a Michigan fan? The reason why I'm asking if he's a Michigan fan, he's wearing a University of Michigan sweatshirt. Now, I probably spent a little bit too much time talking about this because, as you may know, I went to Michigan State University. That would be Michigan's rival. Now, as it turns out, it was just a sweatshirt that Nelson had purchased someplace. He had no affiliation with the University of Michigan.
No, I'm not from
University of Michigan?
I'm not from Michigan.
Do you know what that sweater is for? University of Michigan.
University?
University of Michigan, yeah.
You're from Michigan? You're from Michigan?
I'm from Michigan, yeah. Where'd you get the sweatshirt?
That's not mine.
It's not yours. But he goes on saying that he's not from Michigan, then wants to know if I'm from Michigan. All of this is beside the point, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, Nelson, it looks like you had a chat online.
A chat?
And this is the part where Nelson's going to pretend not to know the English language. He's from Haiti. As far as we can tell, he was in this country legally and had been in the country for some time. Spent time in New Jersey and had been in the Tampa, Florida area working for a couple of years at least. You talked to somebody online.
Okay, where are you coming from?
I'm a television news reporter. My name is Chris Hansen.
Oh, okay.
And we do stories.
Sorry, I just don't want to do that.
Sorry, I just don't want to do that. Well, Nelson, that may be true, and it is your right not to speak with me, but it's also my right as a journalist to continue to ask you questions, because in many cases, as you all know, these guys will change their minds and talk. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I think he's still gaming me with this pretense of not understanding the English language. I think he understood exactly what I was saying. He certainly did when he was chatting online trying to set up a sexual liaison with a 15-year-old girl. Yeah, we do story. Well, I just need to understand from your point of view. I need to get your side of the story. That's my job. So I need to understand why you thought it was okay to come from your job in Tampa to that hotel to try to have sex with a 15-year-old girl.
Does not happen.
And that's what did happen, Nelson.
It was a girl from 71 years
The
old.
woman who was 71. She was the mother, the foster mother of the girl.
I talked to 71 years old.
Right. Now, Nelson's going to try to spin me and claim that he was just coming by to help a 71-year-old woman. Remember, the age of the foster mom was 71 on the posting on the website. And he's going to try to convince me that he just came by to give this woman money because she was in trouble. He's just trying to be a good guy. Well, then what was up with all the sex talk? Nothing freaky, just regular sex. Remember, that's what he said. And why then do you drop the money off, give her the $100 bill, and take the hotel key down to where you think a 15-year-old girl is waiting for you, right? So Nelson's story doesn't add up.
Yeah.
And the discussion you had with her was to have sex with her 15-year-old daughter.
No.
And you were going to give her money.
And she's saying,
You were going to
Can
give
you
her
say-
money to have sex with the daughter.
no, I don't want no sex.
I don't want no sex. Nelson, I think that's exactly what you wanted.
I told her, if you send my message, I show all the
I saw the message.
You saw the message?
Yes.
What I say in the last
What
message?
services do you offer?
I don't say that.
That was the first thing out of your...
She says she don't want to get in trouble. I say I can give you money and then I leave. I don't want to.
In what universe does somebody drive, 45 minutes?
She's in trouble.
Because she's in trouble. So you just, out of the goodness of your heart, you got in your car after work, drove to the hotel to give her money.
I just don't want to ask no question. Waste no question.
Now, I haven't boxed in, and that's why he doesn't want to answer any more questions. But I'm going to go at it one more time, at least. If what you've heard shocks you so far, join us back in a moment.
It's finally here.
Oh my God.
The official Chris Hansen merch store. Now you can join the mission with official Chris Hansen merchandise. Hoodies, tees, mugs, stickers, and more. Shop the full collection at haveaseat.dashery.com.
I got to get this straight. Why didn't you just give her the money in the lobby of the hotel, then leave?
She say when I give me her money, she say she give me a card. She say just go that
No,
way.
but you wanted
And I
to...
went to the other side. She said go that side.
You saw the girl before you gave her the money.
I saw her.
You saw the girl, then you gave her the money, and then you got the key to go to the hotel, which means to
She don't give me
me,
no key.
how did you get in the hotel room? You knock on the door.
She told me to knock on the door.
She told you to knock on the door. Why are you blaming everybody else for this, Nelson?
Not. What's it? Blame.
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 Blame, blame. Nelson, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Other people for your predicament. You're blaming other people for your predicament.
I blame someone.
You're blaming the woman for what's happened to you tonight, the 71-year-old.
I don't have no blame.
All right, let's start here. You had a face.
Just tired. I don't want to talk. Sorry.
I'm just tired, he says. I don't want to talk. Well, guess what, Nelson? Everybody's tired. It's late at night. And you showed up in a sting in Polk County. All right, we do stories. I'm Chris Hansen. Do you ever see To Catch a Predator? Have you ever seen my investigations into predators, men who go online to meet children for sex?
Predator, no.
You've never seen
right.
the television shows?
No predator. I just got here.
You just got here.
Yeah.
When did you get to the Tampa area?
This last month. Not last month, last year.
Last year. And you came here to work?
Yes. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
Okay. People are going to want to know why you thought it was okay to try to have sex with a child, which is illegal.
I don't want to no sex with my child.
But that's why you got online and had the discussion. Is there anything else you want to say?
What's it?
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
I don't want to ask.
You don't want to say. Where are you from? Haiti?
Huh?
You're from Haiti? You are from Haiti.
I'm from Tampa. I live in Tampa.
I know, but before Tampa, you lived in Haiti?
Haiti?
Yeah, Haiti, the country Haiti. Are you from Haiti?
Yeah, I come from Haiti.
You come from Haiti.
Say Haiti? Haiti?
Haiti, the country Haiti. Did you?
I don't want to talk. Sorry.
All right. I think you're playing games with me, Nelson.
I'm not playing again.
Well, I think Nelson was playing games for sure. And there's something else. If this was a big understanding, then why was he so anxious about police being present? He asks this at least twice during the conversations with the decoy. And remember, he also had a FaceTime call, so he saw.
You say Haiti.
Haiti.
Yes, Haiti.
You're from Haiti?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you get to this country from Haiti?
So I don't want to ask a question.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay. Nelson's circular logic didn't get him very far. He was arrested, taken into custody, and charged with several felonies associated with trying to meet a minor for sex, using a computer to convince an adult to sell their child for sex. It's human trafficking. And just this past March, Nelson Lewis pleaded guilty to that human trafficking charge. And in Polk County, Florida, received a sentence of 10 years in prison. 10 years to think about what he did that night. That sentence will be followed by 20 years of probation and registration as a sex offender. That's how strong the evidence ended up being. When you take a plea for 10 years, you know the chances, your lawyer knows the chances of going to trial and winning are virtually zero. Nelson Lewis's release date is scheduled for December 27th, 2033. Merry Christmas. One of the most accurate and easily accessible ways to find out information on people is TruthFinder. I use TruthFinder all the time during our investigations, both the predator investigations and others, because it's a great resource to figure out if somebody's got a criminal history. And you can find out a lot of other things about a person too. We ran Nelson Lewis's name on TruthFinder, and in fact saw the conviction, the guilty plea, in the case in Polk County. We also interestingly saw that there were 94 other registered sex offenders living in the immediate area where he lived in Tampa. TruthFinder is a great way to get information that wouldn't be available anywhere else. For more information, go to truthfinder.com/predators. I guarantee you'll find it useful. More of our story in a moment. As you know, I like to hear from you. And this week's question comes from Jonathan in Suffolk County, Long Island, New York.
Hello, Chris. My name is Jonathan, and I am from Suffolk County, Long Island, New York. which is close to Nassau County, where you had your first ever predator investigation in Bethpage, New York. I actually have 2 questions for you. First question is, do you have an update on the Jasper County, Georgia predator named Derek Brett Deason, who's also known as the paddle predator? And my second question is also, did you catch any other predators in that investigation as well? Those are the questions. Thank you very much for taking them, Chris. If you are ever in Long Island, my wife and I would love to treat you and your wife to dinner. Oh yeah, also, P.S. Keep up the great work. Stay safe, Chris, the police, and the True Blue crew. I am the person who thanks you on YouTube on a weekly basis.
Well, Jonathan, thank you for all that and for thanking me on the podcast, on the YouTube channel. That's right. 21 years ago, Bethpage, Long Island. Didn't know if anyone was going to show up. 17 guys in 2.5 days, including a New York City firefighter. Mind-boggling. And now, 21 years later, you are asking the question of the week. You know, that Derek Brett Deason case is interesting. The paddle predator. This was a sting we did with the Jasper County, Georgia Sheriff's Office back when I was working and hosting Crime Watch Daily, a syndicated show. It was on every day, Monday through Friday. And we did this sting down there. Deason showed up in the sting, and he had talked on the chat about paddling the girl that he was there to see. And when the detectives got into the trunk, there was a whole collection of paddles, different kinds of paddles, all of which he wanted to use on this girl. So he was arrested. He was charged with a felony in that case. And he ultimately got a plea deal, received no prison time, had to go on probation, and continues to be a registered sex offender. It was a very challenging sting. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office was very professional, loved to work with them again. But we're in kind of a remote location, and I think that hampered the investigation. We had some other challenges as well. So Deason, the paddle predator, was the only predator to show up in that case. In terms of dinner, well, we might just take you up on that. Thanks so much, Jonathan. I appreciate it. You can find me all over social media at Chris Hansen on X, official Chris Hansen on Instagram, TikTok, Have a Seat with Chris Hansen, my streaming crime network, True Blue, TRUBLU, watch trueblue.com for details. New takedown investigations. Our Predator series drop every single Thursday. Many more in the works, and many more being edited right now. As I mentioned earlier in this episode, the Roblox investigation is going very well. We're on the home stretch. We're probably 70% done. I'll have an announcement on that very soon. It's shocking. And you know something else that shocks me about that? Roblox, the company, has so far refused to do an on-camera interview. Seems a bit arrogant to me, but more on that later as well. Also, you know, this podcast can be seen on my YouTube channel, Have a Seat with Chris Hansen. And don't forget the other podcast, Have a Seat with Chris Hansen. Your guy is busy, but I like it that way. And as always, you can find me right here at Chris@PredatorPodcast.com. I'll be watching and listening.